All right, hey, what's up, everybody? Mike Lindsley back with you for an ML Sports Take. It's brought to you by Stanley Law Offices and Chick-fil-A of Cicero and Clay. St. Bonaventure loses to Connecticut 74-64 in Newark earlier this afternoon, and I just wanted to kind of highlight a couple of the things that I thought were the difference in this game. Number one, the Bonnies have zero bench. I mean, let's just start right there with that. UConn doesn't exactly roll out 9, 10, 11, 12 guys, but they have three guys coming off the bench. One guy, Johnson, only played 2 minutes, but their two guys gave them 22 points. And, it's like the old adage that I remember Jim Boeheim used to saying, hey, we don't need a deep bench if our 5 or 6 guys are playing extremely well. I think in college basketball, to get through a season, you need to have 7, 8 guys, sometimes 9, 10 in some cases. We've seen Jay Wright. We've seen others, Mark Few and company. Mark Few now with Gonzaga working a short bench. But Connecticut, despite only having 2 guys off the bench, they provided a major spark. When you think about 22 points, 7 rebounds, they had 5 assists, played great defense. Gaffney and Polly were fantastic off the bench. I think number 2 is something that I talked about in the pregame, which is Oshuni. I mean, I just think this guy, look, he's always a factor on defense. Although in this game, he didn't have his usual couple of blocks and whatnot. He only had 5 rebounds in this game. He does not look right offensively. He just doesn't look active. His head doesn't look like it's in the game. The Bonnies missed a lot of cheapies around the rim in this one, and it cost them. I thought being down 1 at the half was a good sign. Holmes was just fantastic in this game. He's such a tough kid. 8 rebounds, 5 assists to go along with the 19 points. Welch was pretty good. He went 2 for 5 from 3. I felt like St. Bonaventure, they got 40 rebounds, and I don't know how, because it felt like every single key rebound went to Connecticut, and then Connecticut would get second chance points, or they would eliminate St. Bonaventure. I think a lot of those rebounds for Connecticut, the big ones, right, the crucial ones, I think came in that second half where it looked like, I thought, St. Bonnie was really coming undone, right? This game was, let's just fast forward to, it was a 2-point game. Bonaventure led with 14-22. You go down, they were throwing blows at each other. It was a 3-point game at the official TV timeout under 12, 42-39. But then right at that moment, Bonaventure started to come undone a little bit, right? I mean, 42-39, Connecticut goes on, a little bit of a run, and Bonner just couldn't keep up, and it just felt like St. Bonnie was just wearing down, man by man by man, play by play by play. They were just really struggling in this game. Connecticut, look, I mean, they were missing people too, but they persevered through that today. We'll talk a little bit about Kyle Lofton in a second. But that stretch there where it was where it was a kind of a, I thought, anybody's ball game. You could even go back to the 16-29 mark. I thought Bonner had a lot of momentum when, Oshuni had that slam dunk, right? I'm like, okay, here we go. Here it comes. He kept trying to feel it, kept trying to will it. And, it just didn't happen. At 38-36, ends up getting to be 40-139. Under 12 mark, as I mentioned, was 42-39 at that break. And then St. Bonaventure didn't score again until the 10:34 mark to cut it to 8. Andre Jackson answers right back. Connecticut goes up 10. And then Bonaventure just kind of was coming unraveled at that point. They just couldn't answer enough. One and done at one end, and then back the other way. Connecticut would score. The Jordan Hawkins made 3 was a killer. With just over 9 minutes to go. Oshun had another dunk at 6:37 to bring him to within 9. You're like, okay, here it comes again. And then Bonner just couldn't keep going and couldn't keep coming back in this game, and they eventually lost 74-64. Couple of final things here. Look, I thought this was a really hard, great effort. I don't think it will hurt them in terms of their tournament resume. I mean, UConn is a top 15 team. I know they lost to West Virginia before this game, and they came in hungry today as well, missing people. But this is a situation where, it's great for Bonna even to lose this game by 10 points, even to get outmanned and out physicaled, even though they out rebounded UConn somehow. Bonaventure just has real trouble with these big, strong, long, lean, physical teams. Remember last year against LSU in the tournament? Remember against Florida in 2018, they had problems. They beat UCLA, more of kind of a finesse team in Dayton, but then they go to Dallas and they got stomped on. Now, you could say that they were out of legs. That's fine. That's fair. But Florida was still the bigger, physical team. And sometimes that happens in the Power Five. You give 3-4 inches and 20 to 30 pounds in a lot of positions, especially in the front court. But I don't think this will hurt Bonaventure a long time. I think this is a solid resume game. It's by no means a bad loss. Connecticut will still be ranked on Monday. Connecticut is going to be a tournament team. Bonaventure will probably play 5, 6, 7, 8 tournament teams this year, and UConn will be one of them. So this loss will not penalize them at all. Northern Iowa would have been nice to have gotten that win, right? But here we are at 8-2 for the conference record. And Lofton obviously not being in there, that probably changes the whole dynamic of this game, because RJ Cole gives you 15 points, 3 assists, 5 rebounds. That's kind of a typical Lofton game, right? And I think Lofton probably gets his in this game. If he's in there, he gives you 11 points, the Bonnies win, right? So it's hypothetical. Can't use the injuries as an excuse, considering that UConn was missing multiple people, including Sonogo, their star inside man. But it is what it is. Bonaventure lost. They're going to have to regroup. And the final thing that I will say about this this Bonnie team and this game, just kind of moving forward, is that, this is everything that you want still. I mean, even though Bonaventure lost by 10, another national game, Woj is talking. I had to watch the game on silent because I was working, but, Woj is reporting. Bonaventure is getting all kinds of accolades. Kyle Lofton highlight videos as a youngster. Bonaventure is getting national recognition. It's amazing what a few games do on ESPN. Now they have another one on ESPN2 Friday against Virginia Tech. That's a 4 o'clock game. Super, super excited for that game. Actually don't have any freelance gigs that night, so I can sit right down and watch this game. Then they've got Northeastern. You hope that Bonaventure can win the last 2 games here. If they can beat Vatech and Northeastern and you go in at 10-2, that's terrific. Now, if they lose to Vatech and beat Northeastern and they're 9-3, I don't think that will hurt them really at all. But they do have to clean up in the Atlantic 10, because really there aren't a lot of great wins to be had in the A10, despite the fact that the A10 is 8-2 against 2 of the top 5, 2 of the 5 Power 5 conferences. I think ACC, Big Ten, if that rings a bell to me right now. I know the ACC for sure. So we'll see what happens. I mean, they're going to be tough games. We know VCU is going to be rugged. We know St. Louis is going to be tough. Dayton going to be tough. We'll see what happens here. But the Bonnies have a lot of games on ESPN2 the rest of the way, and the first of which is this Friday against Virginia Tech. I'm Mike Lindsley, video here with the Bonaventure and UConn recap, brought to you by our great friends at Welch & Company Jewelers, the Vince Aguirre Consulting Group, Syracuse Fitness Store, and Brian Comboy of Mass Mutual, New York State. As I always tell you, enjoy the games.